obedience building in the child. I shall go through the important points. Generally, the child is disobedient when he is told to do something. Yet we have seen time to time that a child who is a master of his own action, who can control his own movements, suddenly becomes very obedient to the commands of the teacher. This is really a logical fact, and it is a natural law that we should obey the command of our will. To obey the will, please note the next point. To obey the will of another individual is difficult because the will belongs to one individual and the movements belong to another. And thus, there is no nerve channel which places the will in relation with the organs of movement. Yesterday, we had a discussion on muscle movements. Our muscles move according to the will of our mind, isn't it? So, when the child is told to obey by the teacher or the parent, actually the will comes from the parent or the teacher, and the muscle movements are to be happen from the child's body only. So, when he is not willing to do that, there is a difficulty for the muscle movements. So, there is a gap between it happens in two bodies, no? So there is no nerve channel which places the will in relation with the organs of movement. It's a nice thing. That it's a new concept, but that we could not think about. Why the child is not obeying? Because the will comes from the body of the parent or the mind of the parent or the teacher, and the movements are to be happened in the child's body, and there is no nerve channel which connects these two bodies. Right.
Okay.
That's the main point here. And therefore, for a child to obey the will of another, there must be a psychic link between the two. At least they should have, both of them should have the same will. So, we are supposed to make up the mind of the child so as to bring about the same will that we intend to, or he should have a spontaneous will to learn. That's the point discussed here. Even if there is a psychic connection, if the command requires the child to have mastery over his movements and he has not become the master of them, he cannot obey. Therefore, obedience is a superior characteristic which require previous preparation. The word carried out by the child's free choice is a part of preparation which lifts him to a higher level, where he becomes able to obey a will which is not his own. We have studied these facts and identified 3 degrees of obedience. The first degree of obedience is the one in which the child sometimes obeys and sometimes does not. In the second degree, the child always obeys. There is a third degree in which the child seems to be anxious to be able to obey. In this stage, he is full of pride and the satisfaction of being able to say, "Ask me something to do. I can certainly do it." In this stage, we see in the child an enthusiasm, a desire to obey with exactness, and the joy of being able to carry out exactly in every detail something which he has been asked to do. Thus, it is a cycle of activity with its degrees and its progressive actions. So, the main point here is our muscles obey our will. So, when the child is made to obey the instructions of the parents or the teacher, actually the will happens in the mind of the teacher or the parent, and the muscles are to be obeyed, not in the same body but in a different body, that is the body of the child. So, the will and movements has to be connected.
So how to make this psychic or this psychological connection? Is there any solution, easy solution to make that connection?
Yeah, there is naturally there is a spontaneous urge in the child to learn. So we'll provide an environment that stimulates the child to learn, and the Montessori apparatus are designed like 4 categories where each one is called key. When the key is opened up, he is going to explore a wide area of knowledge, and where it is designed scientifically in such a way that it arouses curiosity in the child so that he can explore the world of vast knowledge regarding mathematics and various areas. And here we had discussed about the cosmic knowledge and all about the universe. So naturally he has a enthusiasm, and that is opened up with the key, and he will be provided such a scientifically designed environment whereby he'll naturally come curious and he will open up with that key. Like that it is designed.
Yeah, exactly. There is a golden principle in Montessori. The child is always told as, holding a placard, or child is always giving a notification from the child, the parent, that help me to help myself. Help me to help myself.